Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's matchup between Odyssey Esports and Washed Up Warriors. Loading onto the Rift, we have Washed Up Warriors on the blue side versus Odyssey Esports on the red side. Taking a quick look at these team comps, we have a beautiful engaged team comp coming out of the side of Odyssey Esports. I like the Malphite and the J4 combination together. If any of those land, they can be followed up by Killer Instinct or Fate Sealed out of the Yone and Kai'Sa. The Renata, I like the pick, but I don't think that's the smartest thing for this team comp right now. I think a Leona or Rel or Nautilus might be a little bit better to continue that engage as well as Peel. But we see Odyssey Esports trying to force Juggernaut back, trying to chip off some of his HP, but he'll be able to make it back to lane in time. Meanwhile, on the bot side, we have Washed Up Warriors just trying to get some vision or know where Odyssey Esports is trying to start. Sprite landing a nice face breaker on the Rose. Exhaust comes out of Rose, so he doesn't go down. The exhaust is the only thing that's expended on the side of Odyssey Esports. But I see that there's a nice ward that was placed down by the Vex or by the Poppy on the side of Washed Up Warriors in Odyssey Esports jungle, so they know exactly where this J4 is starting and how he's going to be pathing. So watching timers, knowing what this J4 is trying to look for and what he's trying to do will be key. For this top lane matchup, Malphite is gonna be a tanky boy, but I want to see him build a Bramble Vest first to nullify the healing that's gonna come out of this Alawi and the passive coming out of set. A nice handshake. They're trying to get, if Akali was able to get that full proc off of passive proc on the Sprite, he definitely would have went down in that exchange. Visor looking, flash face breaker onto Akali with the exhaust coming down. Washed Up Warriors is able to secure first blood. J4 looking to try and equalize anything, but it's going to be unable to find anything. But back to what I was talking about in this top lane, Malphite's going to be pressed under this tower if Alawi's playing correctly. So seeing as that, I think building a Bramble Vest should be his #1 priority, because Alawi's going to always be in a predicament to where he can be ganked by this J4 at any given time, or the Yone at any given time, and having that Grievous Wound early on can help nullify that 1v2 situation and allow the favor to go into Odyssey Esports. But while I have the opportunity, let's take a look at the side of Washed Up Warriors. Their team comp is kind of all over the place. They want Odyssey Esports to come into them, which is good for Guilty Free Soul and for the side of Juggernaut. Hold on. Let's see, is Noxus going to be able to survive? J4 sneaking into the bottom brush, but I do think he was seen. Flag and drag misses. Guilty Free Soul. Facebreaker comes through. Haymaker just wide because the flash came through for Eve. Nothing was traded. But that was a beautiful try coming out of Odyssey Esports. Just unfortunately that knockup, that flag and drag knockup coming out of the J4 just wasn't enough. Handshake landing. Nice passive proc coming out of this Kai'Sa. I would like to see the Kai'Sa go AP, because all of Odyssey Esports is just all AD. Malphite's gonna go completely tank, and he's not gonna do any AP damage like that. And because the hybriding section can go towards the Akali, I would like to see the Akali do that. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Noxus getting dove by the warriors. He flashes the tentacle, but he's still barely alive. Juggernaut is able to secure that kill underneath the tower. And it looks like they're going to be able to get out. Hold on. J4 looking. He's going to be able to stop. Yep, he stops the back, but he gets grounded. He's not going to be able to get anything else out of it. Tentacle went wide. The TP comes out of Noxus, but he's not level 6, so they're not going to be able to follow up on anything. In this mid lane, I just want to see what they're doing. I want to see them continuously try and trade on each other. Just chunk each other's health out. Maybe just win whoever's better in the 1v1 matchup to keep it moving forward. The fear coming out of Vex is actually really smart. Hold on. Flashes the ult out of the Vex. He fate seals away. Sprite unable to get the face breaker. But what I like about this matchup in the mid lane is Vex can fear the Yone way more often due to the fact that he's going to be constantly dashing. Flag and drag misses. Eve looking for something onto the Vex. Pfizer looking for it. Looking for a stun into the wall. Just misses. Colt looks like Colt's going to be able to get out of that alive. But Set was able to keep that J4 from re-engaging on the flank. Juggernaut's trying to do what he can and keep the wave close to his side. But unfortunately now it's going to start pushing back. Juggernaut has ult. He uses it. Sprite coming to help. TP coming out of the Yone. Unstoppable Force try to get away, but the exhaust lands. And Facebreaker comes through for the kill for the side of Warriors. Meanwhile, the Yone is going to cover the top side in this exchange. But all three grubs also go over to the side of the Warriors. What I like about most of these most matchups on the for anything instant Alawi. Alawi is almost useless if he doesn't land his E to grab your soul. So if Odyssey Esports can try and find anything where, or if they're gonna look to go in on Juggernaut, as soon as his E is down and his soul is in there, that's what he's gonna want to try and do. But Juggernaut right now extremely low on mana. Colt knows it. He's trying to do this damage. Can he get the kill? They're both extremely low. Colt's gonna come out superior in that 1v1. Right now, Washed Up Warriors have a nice 2k gold lead. Noxus just trying to wave clear a little bit. Waiting for the call so he can go back up top. This Vex is going to do a lot of damage to the Malphite because he doesn't have any magic resist at the moment. Both jungles on the bot side. We may see a 3v3 here. J4 posturing. I don't know if Washed Up Warriors know that he's here. Earlier on, Odyssey Esports was able to grab that Mountain Drake. That's going to be very good for them because, especially with this Malphite and J4 always going in, they have a full send team combo. We have 4 on the bot side. Vex is unable to be able to find a Shadow Surge, but the way that they're posturing, it looks like they're going to try and go for a dive. But the J4 spotted out Pfizer. Noxious, just trying to do some chip damage. Alawi right now should just, because Alawi knows that everyone's on the bot side, I want to see him just continuing to press these waves, clear him out with his tentacles, and just look for demolition procs. Getting those demolition procs can really snowball anyone in any lane, just because they get a free 125 gold, especially if they're the only one getting it. So right now, knowing that J4 is on the bot side, or last seen bot side, and having decent warding on the top side, I would like to see this allow just to keep pressing and keep trying to get tower plates while he can. He can continue to poke out with these souls and get nice tentacles. Flag and drag comes, Facebreaker lands. Washed Up Warriors trying to just stay put. Facebreaker comes through, but a huge hostile takeover is going to come through. Akali's going to land that kill onto Spirit, onto Sprite. Flash comes through from Guilty Free Soul, but a flash comes out of Akali to follow. Barrier follows, but none of Odyssey Esports is going to be able to finish that kill on Guilty Free Soul. But here comes Colt looking for a dive. Fate Sealed misses, but that's going to be enough. Here comes the Shadow Surge. That's one kill. Vex, is he going to be able to get out? He lands another ult. That's a double kill for him. But can he get under the tower? No, he cannot. He's going to be answered by the Yone. So that's going to be a 2-for-2 trade going to both mid laners. This is really going to help on both sides, this team fight presence. And I want to see how they're going to respond to it. Facebreaker coming out, followed by a Haymaker. Noxious extremely low. Visor looking for another. He's unable to get that stun, but he does finish off the kill and give it an assist over to the Alawi. Alawi's going to just proxy this wave. Meanwhile, it looks like the Poppy's going to try and solo these grubs. The Flag and Drag comes through. The J4 is going to be able to secure that kill on a Juggernaut. Sometimes backing in enemy territory is not the smartest idea. Sometimes you need to try and take the long path back to your tower. Flag comes down. Visor unable to land a stun. Vex is looking. They're just trying to trade. He gets the fear off. Vex is able to secure that kill, but here comes Sprite, landing a nice Facebreaker. The exhaust comes through. Showstopper coming through. Colt, I don't think he's going to get out of this alive. Vex is going to be able to secure that kill, bringing him to a 4-on-1 with a nice 10 gold lead. 10 CS lead over Colt in this mid lane. Due to the fact that there's not that much healing on the side of Odyssey Esports, I actually would kind of like to see the Vex build a Oblivion Orb. If he can land a massive, anytime that he's able to go in, he can land a massive fear against the whole entire team. That's going to be enough to nullify that Yone. Malphite overstaying. Juggernaut flashes forward, was unable to get that kill. Noxious has TP, but he unfortunately goes down to that extra tentacle smash at a Juggernaut. He should have just kept running, try to back away, and do the best that he could. Vex, back gets stopped. Dragon number 2 has spawned, and all of Odyssey Esports is already there. But on the side of Warriors, they know that they started it. They have decent vision around there, and Alawi has ult, so Alawi can join this fight. And Malphite never TP top, so if he needs to join into the team fight, he can. But that's first tower down going on the side of Warriors. Juggernaut is just going to continue to split push. I really don't want to see him join into these team fights at any point unless he absolutely has to. Alawi's a very strong presence. Sprite misses the Facebreaker. Fate sealed into one. Colt is committed to this Vex. He's unable to land that kill on him, but it was extremely close. Vex barely surviving. Sprite's just going to body block, make sure that Colt can't do anything crazy, and land that kill. Okay, this is interesting. Getting into, now that the plates are down, getting into first items for both sides. I like how Washed Up Warriors is starting this. Facebreaker landing. Haymaker coming through, but it's not going to do too much. They're just trying to create some space to the side of Washed Up Warriors to secure this Herald. Oh, remember now, all 6 grows went to the side of Washed Up Warriors, and if they're able to secure this Herald, they're really going to be able to press into the mat, press these towers in on Odyssey, and it can really start to snowball the map, or snowball this match with that. But looking at these first items, the Renata went Dreammaker instead of Celestial Opportunity, or Opposition, whichever it is. He didn't go Celestial. I think that's not a smart choice. Hold on, Juggernaut landing a Soul Pool. Try and get some damage down. These tentacles are gonna start to spawn. Facemaker comes through onto Rose, and another tentacle comes in, but here comes Hostile Takeover. Underneath the towers, nice and big. Pfizer trying to get out. He has a flash over the wall. That's going to be a kill on the side of Odyssey Esports, but they are going to lose a mid tower in the process. Let's go ahead and watch that back real quick while we have opportunity. Right now, they're going to be trying to work towards just trying to get some poke down. Nothing really crazy is going to happen. But when they go for this, once the Herald spawns, here comes the Herald. It's coming in. The tentacles are smashing. But here comes the J4. He's going to be able to equalize it with a nice Cataclysm. But if Pfizer has to jump over the wall, and then the rest of Odyssey is able to just turn their focus onto Pfizer because he's caught out in that positioning. Back to live. Juggernaut TPs into the bot lane. He's going to miss his E, but they're going to turn their focus onto this J4. He flag and drag. He's able to get out. Colt has Q3. But what's he going to do? Is he going to go into the tower? Or he's just not going to use it at all? Okay. We have 1:40 until the next Drake. And it already seems like the side of Washed Up Warriors is trying to gain vision control on this bot side. While I have the opportunity, hold on, wait. It looks like Washed Up Warriors is trying to do a dive. They see this. Shadow Surge lands. That's going to be one down for the side of Washed Up Warriors. Shadow Surge has another. Is he going to take it underneath the tower? Yes, he does. He's able to land that. That's a double kill going to the form. With a nice Fate Seal coming through on Odyssey Esports. Showstopper coming through. Massive ult coming out of Juggernaut. Going to be able to keep everybody else alive. That's going to be a 3-for-1 kill in favor of Washed Up Warriors. Meanwhile, Guilty Free Soul is going to be able to get a nice chunk of damage onto this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Malphite unopposed in the top lane is going to try and proxy the wave and waste up as much XP and gold as possible so that they can try and close up this gold gap. But back to my main point, what I was trying to talk about with this Renata. Renata went Dreammaker instead of Celestial. I think Celestial is a lot smarter due to the fact that more than likely the Alawi or the Vex and or the Set is going to be able to get on top of you. That's going to give you a little bit more defensive power with these team fights. But he opted to go... He didn't opt to go Locket first. He went Mikhail's. The only thing that Mikhail's is stopping is the Poppy stun. Because he can't use Mikhail's while he's feared. So if... Hold on, Pfizer. Able to look, get that stun on the wall. They're turning their attention onto this Yone. Yone is going to be unable to get out. And this is going to be an Ocean Drake map spawning up, and Ocean Drake is live. Washed Up Warriors is going to be able to secure this uncontested. Because right now, all of Odyssey Esports, what they need to do is they just need to try and stop the bleeding as much as possible. And just clear their waves so that they can't just, so that Washed Up Warriors can't just press into their tower. Just press them underneath the towers and look for a tower dive. Doing the best they can to just nullify any type of lane so that they can all group. Odyssey Esports. J4 getting stunned up under the tower. Then he cataclysms in, but it's not going to be enough because the tower's going to go down. But he gets ulted out by Pfizer. I think Pfizer there thought that he was going to go down prior to the tower going down. If he would have held on to his R and just face tanked the J4, the Xayah definitely could have been able to kill the J4 in that exchange along with the tower. But right now we're sitting with 2 Drakes to 1 on the side of Odyssey Esports and a 6k gold lead going in favor of Washed Up Warriors. Washed Up Warriors doing a very good job about keeping vision inside the jungle of Odyssey Esports. Being able to know exactly where this J4 is and if any rotations are coming through. So they're way ahead of the rotation game. Juggernaut playing with fire, but he's extremely strong. I think he actually survives this 2v1 if they actually go for an all in. I like the vision control coming out of Washed Up Warriors. They have 4 pinks on the map. 4 live pinks on the map, and I like that. Odyssey Esports, most of their wards are on the top side. Most of the wards are on the top side, which are now getting cleared out by the side of Washed Up Warriors because the only big objective at the moment is this Baron. But all of Washed Up Warriors is already on the top side, other than this Alawi, but he does have, oh, Facebreaker comes through from Sprite. Fate Seal is going to land on 2, but he's not going to be able to get out. Pfizer, 1v1ing the Renata. Is able to take down that Renata. And Yone was actually able to get out alive, but barely. But Yone does have TP, but he's not going to have ult. So that allows Washed Up Warriors to turn their attention to this Baron. A nice 21-minute Baron. But I don't think they're going to burn it down as quick. So J4 can try to find some unstoppable force coming through onto the Juggernaut, but he's going to be able to just flash out of that and walk away. Washed Up Warriors are able to secure this Baron. A nice early Baron going in their favor and putting them almost to a full 10k gold lead. And this is the power of getting early tower plates, as well as early rotations on some of these main objectives. It just can kind of snowball their lead. Hostile takeover comes through, lands on 2, but nothing much else of. Juggernaut in a 2v1 gets a nice ult onto Noxus. He's gonna start turning his attention onto this Yone. Nice flash Facebreaker onto Rose. But Sprite gonna Haymaker just so he doesn't die. Washed Up Warriors with this Baron are pressing forward for Odyssey Esports so that they can try and land this first inhibitor tower on the top side. Alawi able to just 1v9 in the bot lane and keep doing what he can. But what I want to see out of the side of Odyssey Esports is, because they're so behind right now, I want to see them try and stack up in a brush, like clear some vision, wrap around if they need to, even if they're all seen, like walk away, give the impression that they've walked away, but then come back to a brush or come back to a lane and look for a cheesy engage that can secure them a nice kill and maybe get some of this shutdown gold from the side of Washed Up Warriors. Washed Up Warriors securing vision a minute before this Ocean Drake. Set was able to reset so he could get some more wards. I like the vision control coming out of Washed Up Warriors. They really prioritize vision control extremely well early on before everything comes through. For all these matchup, what's the word I'm looking for? Before these main objectives come up. Odyssey Esports, they just need to play under the tower. They shouldn't step up, especially not with this Baron buff. Juggernaut, not phased by this tower at all. If he ults, but he didn't have his soul pulled yet. So this looks like it's going to be able to be a nice kill going over to the side of Odyssey Esports, and they're able to secure 1. But that's going to give the second Ocean Drake going into the favor of Washed Up Warriors. Juggernaut, all he needed to do was land. If he would have landed his soul and then ulted, I personally think that he would have been able to 1v5 that, due to how far ahead he is, and he has 3 items. But Malphite does have a full-blown Thorn Mail, which I do like, and there's an Executioner's Calling coming out of the J4. So I do like how this is going for the heal cut on the side of Odyssey Esports. Just because they're down almost 10k gold doesn't necessarily mean that they can lose this game, because the longer the game goes on, Malphite's going to become extremely tanky, and then if they can just get any type of heal cut onto this Alawi and catch him out, they can win these 5v4 team fights. But if Alawi is able to just take 1 or 2 with him, that could be game. Though, for the side of Washed Up Warriors, what I like what's going on right now is that this Alawi, because of how strong he is, he's able to pull the attention from basically at least a minimum of 3 members of Odyssey Esports. Fear comes through. Set gonna pull that face breaker. Unable to get the flag and drag. J4 is gonna have to jump over the wall. The Kaiser did not go full AP, and this can be bad, especially with this Frozen Heart and Frozen Gauntlet on the side of Washed Up Warriors. They have a lot of AD or armor protection versus hostile takeover comes through, but only lands on 1. Basically helping Sprite get out of trouble. A nice engage coming through. Here comes Odyssey Esports landing everything that they can, but a huge haymaker coming out from the set. All their attention turns onto this Alawi, but Odyssey Esports is losing this fight. The tower looked like it's going to go down. They're going to focus the tower. Tower goes down. Fires are still looking for more. Right now, the 3 go down for the side of Odyssey Esports. Odyssey Esports is just getting annihilated in this team fight, and that's going to be a 4-for-0 in favor of Washed Up Warriors. And it looks like they're going to be able to close this game out right here and right now. What can Noxus do? Is he going to be able to do anything? Or is he just going to stand and out and then just unfortunately watch it? I don't think there's really much he can do since he doesn't have ult. He is tanky. But that's going to be game 1 with a nice win coming out of the side of Washed Up Warriors. Though, Odyssey Esports did play very well. They did do extremely good. But I think some of their itemization could have been worked on, and some of their warding for what they were trying to accomplish. Even though you're behind, doesn't necessarily mean you still can't get vision. Working together as a team in order to secure some of this vision is key, because then you can catch somebody out or just kind of claw your way back into the game. But other than that, it was still a very good game number 1.